G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game spawning in on the east side of the map. Playing as the Ottomans in the colour teal. It is Blade 55555. And on the west side of the map, playing in the colour orange as the English, we've got Sinelamuk. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Prairie. Now, for anybody wondering what happened there, well, I said the wrong side. And I thought, well, instead of fixing it up, we might as well just go with it. So, here we are. Anyway, welcome to a caster game. I know that people are going to be like, English, Oh, actually, hold on. The sound that you make is ree. But, look. The rule goes as follows. If Drongo's not interested in the game, Drongo's not going to cast the game. So anyway, we move forward. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens here. This, obviously, it's Prairie. I freaking hate this map. And, you know, it's kind of funny. I feel like I hate all the maps at the moment. We talk about the maps all the time. You know, you've got, like, Boulder Bay, Ancient Spires, Oasis, which are all just meme maps. And then you've got, what else have we got? We've got Wetlands, which is just, don't even get me started. Prairie, I actually do like Prairie. It's just that I'm an English main now, so Prairie's very hard as an English main because, you know, playing Dry Arabia, Lipany, you're used to just having these giant forests. Like, even this one here looks pretty damn good for Blade, but you're just really used to that. And all of a sudden, you know, you've got to play without it, and it's like, well, I got to move Vills here, move Vills there. You're just not able to, like, set 3 TCs to a woodline and then forget about it for 20 minutes. It's not possible. It's not possible. So look, I like this map, honestly. If this became the new Dry Arabia, I wouldn't be mad. I do like Prairie. I think it's a good fun map. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we've got happening today. From Blade's perspective, we'll ride on board with him. He's gone for a double scout opening, of course, on Prairie. Makes a lot of sense. I'd be surprised if we saw Orange go for a double scout opening, and indeed, it's just going to be a single scout opening. Looking to try and pick up some sheep in the early game. It's going to be 7 sheep here. And take a look at this. We've already got an early town center attempt coming in from the English player. We're not even aged up yet, and he's already rallying out villagers to stone. Unless he's going for, you know, arrow slits or something like that. But this is kind of wild. I mean, the thing to note here is that Blade playing it as the Ottomans against the English doesn't want to go for an early military school. You just don't want to do it just simply because the villagers have got bows, and even if you don't want to use the headset, that's absolutely fine. Then you've got long bows from the council hall, which obviously the council hall's for free. It's a landmark. I mean, it's not for free. You got to pay for it, but everybody has to pay for a landmark except for the Abbasid. But I mean, Anyway, moving forward. Blade, now, also going to be looking to age up shortly. We can see he has, of course, not gathered any extra stone here. Just going to be beginning nice and early. Interesting strategy coming out from Blade. Builds the mining camp on the stone outcropping and is like, hey, bro, I am going to make a lot of town centers and a lot of military schools. You better get prepared. And then he just sends his villas to gold. I don't know what his thinking was. I don't know where Blade's at right now, but we do see Twin Minaret Madrasa going to be coming down for him. Interesting position as well. Normally, you do see it immediately adjacent to the town center on the bottom side, especially against the English. You know, a couple of longbows parked up here. And have a look at this town center, right? Like, this TC's protecting you here. You park 5 longbows right there, and you just laugh at the Ottoman players. They can't collect gold or food from their Twin Minaret Madrasa. But, anyway. Age up's coming through. Now, my suspicions for this game is that we're, even though the map is quite open, I still think we're probably going to see it castle orientated. It really seems that, not necessarily at the top level. Like, obviously, we watched a lot of games, you know, Beastie versus B, those sorts of games. And there was a huge, you know, feudal war that was just breaking out. But it seems around the Conk 3 level, maybe just underneath that pro level, that castle is definitely going to be the main focus for most players here. I think it's only if you get those hyper-aggressive matchups or players, but we do have that town center slowly but steadily being worked to for our English player. Looks like he might be thinking about doing something similar to the fastest English TC build order that you may have seen. It's one of my favorite videos on YouTube. Honestly, I've got that bad boy favorited. It's so funny. My favorite part is the thumbnail. The thumbnail's just so funny. It's like, it's the meme, you know, the one where it's like, my dad was in a coma for 7 years and he just texted me this. And it's, I'm back, bitch. Oh, no, what is it? It's, I lived. I lived. It's so funny. It's obviously not true, but it's still funny. It's still funny. Town center, slowly but steadily, coming through. 310 stone. He's working it in. Another 20, 30 stone left. Over on the other side, though, Blade, going to be looking for that fast castle. You can see he's already got plenty of vills. I say plenty of vills. 4 vills on gold. I think that's about standard for Ottomans, though. They can play with a little bit less vills on gold. So let's have a look at the sheep tally here. Blade sitting with 18 herdable sheep, and well, his English opponent sitting with 4. So things have gone to plan. And you got to remember, like, for English, this is fine. This is perfectly fine. It's like the one civilization where it's like, I don't even care. I'm not even mad. You can actually afford to just not get sheep. Like, obviously, you give them over to your opponent. In fact, he's got 5 out here. But I mean, still, I guess the point stands. You obviously give them over to your opponent. And that's not the best, because it delays their farm transition. But at the end of the day, it's not going to hurt you as an English player. So, second TC coming down for the English player, going straight. Now, this is pretty much as bare bones as it gets, right? Second TC. One of the things to note on Prairie is that the trees do spawn further away from the town center than normal stragglers. So, a normal straggler is probably about that far away from a town center. Maybe, yeah, about that far from the town center. And you can see this is the closest straggler, and there's maybe 2 of them. This one's a bit further, and then all the rest of them are just so far away. So you can't go for that classic English 2TC build that gets the, like, I can get the second TC at 4 minutes 40. And obviously this is much slower than that, but that's just a consequence of the map. Not going to be able to do it here, but Blade on the backside. Now going to be getting up that blacksmith. Get it, Blade, get it. I'm loving it so far. Interestingly, no military schools thrown in. Sometimes you do see Ottoman players look to go for just like 2 military schools in the feudal age, just to start getting production out, right? Because Spahi, I mean, they're good. They're good in the feudal age. They're good in the castle age. You might as well make them early on. So that makes sense. But Blade's just going to be chilling for the moment. So I think, obviously, when he looks to go castle, he's going to be going for the MIA. I think the Mehmed in Industrial... Hold on. The Mehmed Imperial Armory. I was thinking... I said MIA, and I'm like, Military Industrial No, that is not, that does not work, Drongo, and it's not even close. But good try. And over on the other side, it looks like we got an English 2CC fast castle coming through. So it really feels like the fast castles are taking over at this point in the meta. I don't know. I'm curious what you guys think. Post in the comments, what's your level, and are you fast castling like a I don't want to say the word, okay, but we have this meme in Australia. It's John Howard DJs like a mad, and then the C word. And it's somebody has photoshopped, or not, I shouldn't say Photoshop, because it's not Photoshop. This is like old school from 2002, 2003. It's a newspaper, and somebody's just drawn John Howard, who was the Prime Minister of Australia at the time, and he's got like a headset on, and he's like doing the on the DJ kit. And it's just hilarious. If you Google it, you'll have a great time. And that was the Prime Minister of Australia at the time. I don't know why I was thinking of that. Oh yeah. If you're fast castling like a mad C, let me know. I want to know. MIA coming down, though, for Blade. He is indeed fast casting like a mad C. And we do see the military school coming up. That's Australian slang, by the way. I know a lot of people might be like, Drongo, that's so rude, throwing around the C word, especially Americans. Americans absolutely hate the C word. But you got to remember, in Australian culture, like, my son's first word was like dada, mama, and then third word, yep, it was the C word. Cat. How could you possibly think I would teach him that word? I guess the point is, like, they do learn it pretty early. It's a very socially acceptable thing. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed your little lesson about Australian culture. Yeah, we now begin to see imams moving out across the map. Now, only one scout is going to mean that you can only really deny one imam. Now, one of the things that I have seen players do with the Ottomans, and I love this, actually go for the sacred sites first and then look to pick up relics. Now, you're not going to be able to do it with a scout on top of you, but it basically means that you can just start that trickle of free gold coming through straight away. So it's a really, really nice power move. But over on Blade's side, the age up comes through. And we do indeed see it's going to be double stables going down, MIA, military school. Expect him to move into more and more military schools. We see the resources starting to stack up. We cross over that 9-minute mark. And seeing as these guys are both going to the castle age at this point, I think we're going to have to get those incomes over here. Now, when it comes to positions, whose position do I prefer here? I honestly prefer Blades. I think Blades is better. And the reason why is because I actually like 3 TC into White Castle, or into White Tower rather, over 2 TC into White Tower. You only lose about 50 seconds on your age up time. So I think getting the 3rd TC just makes so much sense. Nice little defense here on that sacred site. And good job by Blade actually looking to utilize the sacred site here. As I mentioned before, right? Like now, all of a sudden, he's got gold trickling in, and there was nothing that his enemy could really do to try and stop it. So 2 TC is going to be coming through for orange here. And we'll take a look at how everything's doing. So the normal comp that you'd be looking to go into crossbow spear is pretty standard here, but we do see it's going to be knights coming in. One thing to note is on this map, obviously, very hard to wall. Incredibly hard to wall on this map. And so crossbow spear loses a lot of value in that regard because you do have to secure your base. And so knights having mobility, it's a really strong thing on a map like this. So I'm not surprised to see our English player looking to pick up some knights early on. The Blade now going to be looking to see if he can spot out any villagers. Heads into the wood line. First one of the game. Does it go down? No, it doesn't. Our English player is on the ball today. He's already picked up that wheelbarrow upgrade, so just keep in mind he'll be moving much faster with that, and looks to move out the English knight to meet his enemy. Now, keep in mind, when it comes to raw DPS, the English knight is the best in the game. In fact, it will beat every other knight in the game, mono e mono, as long as it's got that network of citadels bonus. That's the key factor, right? Because it's going to have all that extra attack speed. You might think that, oh, but Drongo, the French knight's got health recovery when it's idle. It's like, yeah, bro. Yeah, it does. And the English knight's got 40% attack speed. That's insane. That is crazy. Triple knight coming out from Blade, though. Not a lot of upgrades for him. We'll take a look through. Absolutely nothing yet. And I like the charge coming out from Blade. He comes through. Another little Wololo up towards the north. Probably going to be losing this Imam. It definitely seems to be the right call to go for. You might lose a knight for it, but definitely going to be worth it just to get rid of that Imam. It's definitely going to save you quite a bit of a headache, and your enemy's not going to be able to get too much of a gold lead rather. That is not a wise decision. That's going to be you got to delete them now. Oh, he steals them. Oh, that's terrible. That is so terrible for the English player, because what he's essentially in this position, what he really needs, well, he doesn't really rely on tempo with 2 TCs. He can scale with 2 TCs, but he needs to survive, and this is the most important part to survive right now. And losing just that one knight and that going over to the enemy side, now instead of you having 4 knights and your enemy having 6 knights, they've got double. It's gone from being close to being unfair. It wasn't huge, obviously, but still, it's very, very nice early on. You can see that English knight there looking to work against his previous lord. I guess you could call it the lord. The meta going to be coming out now. So moving into those early vizier points, obviously we saw the imams come out initially. I think military school's been invested into. We do see 2 military campus rather. We see 2 military schools so far. Don't see that. No, that's the mosque. Has he really picked up 4 relics already? Jeez, Blade, you are on fire today. This Blade is on fire. Okay, I won't do it. But you guys get the point. Blade is doing well. Knight's moving out. A little bit of a night war here. Crossbow's going to be coming through as well from our English player. I'm liking this comp. I'm liking this comp a lot. Look at the farms. Actually, really interesting farm placement here. I kind of like this. I like the way he's positioned everything here around the TCs. Makes a lot of sense. Often you'll see people like move them towards the back of the base like that. But around the TCs is really nice. But Vills going to be going down. He's already lost 1 this game. That's going to be it. And now just going to be looking to clean house on crossbows. At the same time, on the other side of the map, farm's going to be going down. And just idling this economy. And this is where walls become so important, right? Having just a nice little wall across this back side of your base really allows you to prevent this kind of attack from coming in. By the same token, you know, a nice wall here, across up to here. This is really what gets you going as the English. But unfortunately, I mean, this is kind of crazy. Hey, I don't want to call people out right now, but you're on 27 farms already, and how many farms is that? Is that even? I mean, that's 36 farms. 36 farms at 13 minutes, and you're on 2 TC. Are you going horseman men at arms? Why do we need so much food? Does he have? He doesn't have +2 yet either. Interesting. I'm curious. I'm always studying the way of the bow. Let me tell you that much. So I'm always looking to try and understand exactly what top-level English players are making, or what decisions they're making. But look at Blade. Look at Blade. So sneaky, just keeping units all around the enemy base. Such a tough spot for our English player. And you can see he's maintaining a pretty healthy population amount as well. Obviously, Blade's up quite a fair bit when it comes to the military population. But do note, there are going to be mangonels somewhere on this map. I've got no idea where they are, though. I can hear them. There they are. He actually waited for the second mangonel to come out. It's going to be moving out in a double. And this is what's so dangerous. But at the same time, this is what's great about the White Tower. This is why I personally think the White Tower is the best landmark in the game. I'm calling it. I've said it. Is it better than the Kremlin? Kremlin's pretty good as well. You know what? It's probably better than the Kremlin. The reason why is because you can now react to these mangonels. As soon as you see these mangonels, even when they're right on your doorstep, you click the button, and you've got a 15-second springald coming out immediately. That's all you need. But speaking of immediately, we got immediate danger right now as Blade running into the base of our English hero. Don't do it, Blade. Don't take him out like this. A lack of spearmen here definitely going to be hurting our English hero. Over on the backside of the base, another raid going to be coming through. And Blade just going to be taking out Vills left, right, and center. Manages to take out 9, almost up to double digits. In fact, those Triple Knights going to be finding some more Vills on the backside. Have we even got... Yeah, we've got it. Don't worry. We've got textiles coming through. And slowly but steadily, these walls are going up. There's the walls that we were talking about. This is what's so important. Now, another thing to note is you need to connect the walls. You have to connect the walls. You can't allow there to be any... You can't allow there to be any space whatsoever. It is just simply like rule number 1, no spaces in the walls. You can have natural spaces like this. This is perfectly fine. I'll accept that. But I do not accept like this kind of thing. Like we really want to try and connect this over to this wall over here. And, oh my God, is that that's a keep from Blade? Blade, absolutely looking to put the pedal to the metal right here. I like the way that he's still really yet to commit. I mean, there was a bit of a commitment at the front of the base, but to be honest, it was just like he was cleaning out units that were out of position. That was pretty much it. And this is where I feel like English just needs to kind of play into this spearman defense. Now the keep's going to be going up. Now, one of the other things to note is that from the English perspective here, well, it's very easy to go into a trebuchet. So it's not like this really hurts you that much. In fact, I'd just be canceling this production on the front. This is very untimely production, perhaps is the best way to say it. How many Vills have we got here for Blade? I like that Blade just brings 6 Vills. He's like, I'm not in a hurry. You're not going to push me. I've got a good military mass here. I've got double mangonel. There is no way you're pushing this position. Good luck to you. Horsemen. It is horsemen. Why horsemen, though? I mean, the horsemen just lose to the knights. Surely. That doesn't make sense. Does it? Maybe? I'm trying to work it out. Now, Blade going to be able to force a fight here. And you got to remember, right, at the end of the day, this keep is a bit of a bait. You don't need to fight right now. Your military numbers aren't the best. You don't have a Springled to deal with the mangonels. You're fighting away from your white tower. Worst case scenario, this keep goes up, and now you've just got a bit of an opening into your base. You're just going to wall it up here, put your production on the other side, and you're going to be fine. But, unfortunately, Sinelamuk. No, Sinelamuk. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Sinelamuk. Oh, he falls for the bait. Blade with the great bait there. I mean, it wasn't really a bait. Well, it was. It was like, take the bait, that sort of thing. So well played by Blade. Fellas, go check him out. I'll leave a link in the description to where you can catch him live. He's probably over on Twitch right now, so go say g'day. And of course, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.